welcome back to Libib's BookTube channel. My name is Kaylin, and today I'm going to be talking about my March wrap-up, which I read 4 books, and that is just so exciting to me because these past several months and this past year, I just haven't been getting a lot of reading done, and especially these past couple of months, since not being in the greatest spot in life and being constantly stressed and moving and everything. This month, I finally got to do some reading, and at the beginning of the month, I participated in the spring readathon. It was the 24-hour readathon hosted by Zoe over at Read by Zoe on her channel, and I ended up making that an entire weekend long full of reading, and I ended up getting some things read during that, and I think I'm going to start off with that. So the first book that I read in the month of March was Sex Criminals Volume 4, 4G, and I absolutely loved and adore these types of books. These comics. They're just hilarious, weird, and strange, and I don't know how to feel about them, and I ended up rating this installment 5 out of 5 stars. Once I finished the installment, I was like, what the fuck did I just read? It was more like filler to a story that I don't know where it's going to go, and I don't know if the last set of comics, the volume 5, is the last book in the series. I hope not, because there's just so many loose ends and I don't know where the story is gonna go. But a couple of what the fuck worthy things were the hot dog truck, which was for like screaming about wieners and this and that and the children liking it. That was just so weird. And then the trolls with their, yeah, it was just weird and what the fuck worthy, and I just love and enjoy Sex Criminals for that pleasure of mine, I guess. The next book that I end up reading, I don't have my dust jacket for it, but it is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. Like 3 months later, I finally actually finished this book, and I was so glad I did. I ended up rating this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was more like a 3.5 read, but I had to bump it up a half star because of the Batman theme, because I love Batman, I love Gotham, I love like anything, the Dark Knight trilogy. I love Batman so much. He's like the only superhero I care about besides Deadpool, and Deadpool unfortunately does not have a YA novelization of it, but it should. It should. If someone out there is going to write this, hit me up, because I will like read and review it for you, definitely. But anyways, I ended up rating this book 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was alright. We talk about Bruce Wayne in his teenage years. He's just graduating from high school, and he gets in a little bit of trouble after trying to stop these people called the Nightwalkers, and ends up having to serve time in Arkham Asylum. Not serve time, but like help clean and that sort of stuff. And it's him trying to solve this case and put the Nightwalkers to justice and basically become Batman at this point. I also really liked our side characters in this novel. The side character is Diane, and we get Harvey Dent in here, which was really nice to see. And then we have Alfred, which Alfred's always the best. And at the very end, we get to meet one of my favorite people, which is basically the star of Gotham. But anywho, I really liked and enjoyed this book. It was pretty good. A couple of things that did lack in this book, however, was just kind of the whole plot storyline and how Bruce Wayne kind of like falls, not necessarily in love, but likes a certain character, and I just thought the overall relationship, if they didn't have that, this book would have been so much better, but that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, it kind of lacked a plot and like storyline, like thickening. Like I wish there was more like a mystery and more like suspense behind it instead of this like long drawn out spot where nothing really happens and we're just investigating this girl and talking to her, and yeah, but anyhow, I would recommend picking it up if you really like and enjoy Batman. The next book that I ended up reading for the month was The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I got the Target red edition. It is so pretty. It's so red and so pretty. But I ended up rating this book 3 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved the princess saves herself in this one. I really loved and enjoyed that one. And this installment, I did not care for whatsoever. There were a couple of poems that like really stood out to me and that I really liked, but I didn't bookmark them. Like, I don't know, I didn't have any bookmarks with me, which sucks. But I liked and enjoyed some poems, but by the end of the book, it was more, there are some poems that I didn't necessarily agree with, and I just like, it just kind of irritated me that why are we taking jabs at these people when like we shouldn't. I don't know. It's just my like reasoning and politicking. I didn't want to like be invited to this book with that reason. Another reason why I didn't really care for this book was I get that it's feminist and all this other stuff, but I basically felt like this book was like all men are like bad and evil, and like there are really actually good men out there, and from my experience with men, there are a few horrible, rotten men who like to take advantage of women or rape them or whatever. There's those people in real life, but I feel like this book kind of just was like, yeah, I'm like, screw all these men. So very unpopular opinion time from me, but overall I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't the best book, it wasn't the worst book. I definitely want to pick up the 3rd installment to the trilogy, I think, that comes out next year, definitely. Hopefully there'll be a blue cover, because that'd be really pretty, but it's just, I did not click with this one as much as I would have liked to. And last but not least, the last book that I read in the month of March was Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney, and I just love this so much. I'm going book shopping this weekend, so hopefully maybe I can pick up some more books in the series, because they're just light-hearted reads, and they're the perfect graphic novel that if you want to sit down, have a good laugh, and just enjoy yourself, it's the perfect book. I forgot how much I love these as late middle school and early high school Kayla did, but I think the older you get, the better they get, because in this book, the second page just made me giggle so much, and I have to like read it out loud, but it's like, the thing that really makes me nervous is this whole Santa issue. The fact that he can see you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake really creeps me out. So I started wearing sweatpants to bed because I really don't need Santa seeing me in my underwear. But anywho, I absolutely loved and enjoyed these books. They're light, fun, enjoyable. Rated it 4 out of 5 stars because why not? It's a fun book to read and to like get through pretty fast. And last but not least for the month, I will talk about this real quick. I'm currently reading the graphic novel of The Son of Neptune, The Heroes of Olympus Book 2 by Rick Riordan and a whole bunch of other authors that are included in here. I'm picking this up. I'm a little bit through it. I'll finish it next month and I'll mention more of it next month. Maybe I'll finish this series, maybe I won't. Who knows what I'll be reading next month, because there are like 300 different series that I need to finish in the month of April, and I guess we'll have to see. And stay tuned to my next month at the end of the month, where I will be doing an April wrap-up and talking about the books I read in April, and I'll be mentioning this book. What books have you guys recently read? Let me know in the comment section down below. And anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. So hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for a new bookish video.